He left the Pidgeot behind and another good Pokemon behind in order to...
Speaking of that,
Gary, click down there.
Speaking of that, apparently in the new anime right now that's the Sun and Moon, his Pidgeot comes back.
Really?
Yeah, which I thought was really cool. If anyone has seen the Sun and Moon anime, it's really, really cool because one that near the last two episodes of the series, Brock and Misty come back, and it's really neat seeing the Trinity united, and they actually go to Oak's laboratory. And,
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's already out. You guys probably seen it, but check it out. It's really, really, really good. And you know, you get to see Ash reunites with Bulbasaur, and you know, the Tauros, which that was kind of funny. But
And then there's just me, because like I've only ever played like 2 or maybe even 3 like Pokemon games, really.
I mean,
I don't play a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I played all of Generation 1. I played Gold and Silver in Gen 2. I missed out on Crystal at the time.
You didn't miss anything. I played.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Game Boy Advance ones, I missed out on Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. But I played Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is kind of funny. And then when the DS comes out, of course, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I bought both of them.
Nice. I think in Pokemon Yellow, as we get further down in the Viridian Forest, like getting close to the end, there was a bug catcher, I believe, in the original games that had a pincer to represent the bug catcher that Ash fought. I'm not entirely sure on that. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I remember in the anime there was a bug catcher who had a pincer and a Metapod. And everybody remembers the Metapod battle. I'm not going to go into that.
Well, I know I'm going to catch up from all your viewers, but my least favorite games ever in the Pokemon series was Black and White and Black and White 2. Those were god-awful.
No, I didn't like Black and White either.
Let's put it this way, guys. I literally bought them, or picked up my pre-orders from GameStop, opened them up, played them for maybe 3 hours, and then traded them in the next day. I kept the guide, though. Kept the guide.
I mean, you paid for it. I mean, there's no reason to, like, because I've seen a lot of players, they strictly buy the games just to turn them back in.
Well, and since we're on that subject, I'm the type of guy that, like, I would buy used just so I could play it, and if I didn't like it, I'd return it for something else or get my money back. Because it's like, I'm not going to waste, $63.89, for a game and then get burned on it, I mean, that's, I work for GameStop, so that was kind of, but yeah. But my all-time favorite Pokemon game was actually for the 3DS, and that was X and Y. I love that series.
I've heard a lot of positive things about X and Y.
Oh, it's really good. And what's cool about X and Y is it's a very long game. And then they actually have a post game after it,
okay.
which that story actually was a little bit emotional. So if you guys have a 3DS out there, I'd recommend picking up Pokemon X. X had the better Pokemon, better version of Pokemon, I should say.
Going off that, when it comes to emotional, what would you say is the most emotional episode in Pokemon as a series-wise?
Everyone's gonna agree with me. The day he released Butterfree, I still cry to that day, man.
It was, yeah, I remember that episode too. Like, it was.
Wait, let me retract that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Butterfree one was emotional for me. Don't get me wrong, but the one that was sad was the one where he released Pikachu into that group.
Yeah.
And Ash lost it, and like when I see that, I can't. And then Pikachu came back. Oh.
Because you literally thought like these two.
That was it.
Like I think they spent like at that point like maybe 30 episodes together.
Oh, yeah. Like, and the bond between them, was. And then you find out Pikachu, the group of Pikachu's like, no, you need to be with the human, be with Ash. And I was like, oh, what a ride.
And Ash was ready to let Pikachu go. And the thing that I'm sad about Ash is that he keeps letting go his strongest ones. Like he had a primate that literally just dominated his first time through a fighting competition, and like even though technically he did let the guy hold on to it and train it, we never hear about it again.
Well, that's why I like Ash, because like he does it for the good intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he'll let someone hang on to it and then come back, just like Charizard.
Yep.
When he left it with that one lady in the Charizard Valley, and then Charizard, that bond that he had, after Charizard obeyed him. He would always come and help Ash and be there for him.
After like almost 100 episodes of that thing.
Yeah.
Thing not obeying him. Like I watched after I found out that Charizard did not obey him, I went back and watched that Charmin episode. I'm like, do you not know what he did for you?
Well, you know the theory about that, right?
Is it the badge theory?
Yeah, the badge theory, because everyone knows watching the Pokemon anime that all Ash's badges were given to him. He never really earned them, so the Pokemon didn't obey it. Yeah.
I honestly do believe that theory, because there's a guy, I forget what his channel is called, but he does like the what ifs, like what if you can Ash's team actually beat the gym leaders and go through the whole Elite Four with just the Pokemon he had. And as far as he's able to look, when Ash had his Charmander and he fought it against Koga, that Charmander was technically, I think, like level 56 or something like that, because it knew moves. As a Charmander, it would only know at those levels, so it was a high level Charmander.
I don't know. I mean, the Indigo anime was cool and all, as a kid, but like as you get older, you realize like this was never like the video game.
Nope.
That's why like when X and Y was coming out, they did the whole Pokemon Origin little four-part series, which was true to the game. And I was like, all right, this is the way it should have been. But it is what it is, I guess.
I
Like
think
just talking to different trainers, different people, NPCs.
I think some of them have like
Okay, so me and Raheem were talking earlier. So this patch of grass here, I believe, if memory serves, you could catch Nidoran male, Nidoran female, a Bellsprout, Pidgey, and a Rattata, whatever you want to call it.
Right, so we have the Pidgey already.
Okay.
And you said a Rattata, a Bellsprout, and the Nidoran male and female.
Yes.
So the only thing I'm particularly worried about right now is that Rattata, because as much as Rattata would be a useful tool, I do not want it. But it's best to get out of the way for future routes, because I might end up catching it, and I'd rather, because I between me and these viewers, I actually want the Nidoran male or female. It would be a huge boost, specifically going up against Brock, which we're going to be going to.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that'd be nice to have a Nidoran male or female, but you already have your Bulbasaur, so that's an easy win. But if you want to cheat things up, then having a Pokemon that knows a fighting move would be really beneficial right now.
Yeah. It honestly it'll be easier to train once it learns Double Kick, which I think it learns Double Kick, I think like level 9 or 10 or one of those.
I think like level 11 or 12.
Okay.
Yeah, because it evolves into Nidorino and Nidorina at level 16. So a trick that I actually learned is when you get your Nidorino or Nidorina, evolve it as soon as you can if you have a Moonstone, just because you'll have a full evolution on your team. Plus it knows Thrash at level 22 for Nidoking. Nidoqueen I don't really use. I forget what move she learns, but it'd be really, really good to have. So that's what I learned. That's what I do when I play. Like the Let's Go games, Fire Red, Leaf Green, etc.
Let's see. We have 372 Pokédollars. I think we're good on potions right now. We probably should buy some errands though. And I don't see any Pokemon honestly getting paralyzed at a certain point.
Not till later in the game, because right now you're just gonna be fighting.
Mostly poison. So.
No, you're right now. You're pretty much done with poison unless you encounter a Nidoran later on down the beaten path.
We have 4 balls. I'm gonna go get one more because, as everybody has already saw in one of the previous episodes, I had 3 and I was still not able to catch that Mankey that I wanted. So I'm not taking any chances on this. I'm going ahead and actually going to go buy one. It's 1 extra, but it could be the 1 extra that I need. So. Hopefully, I do get this Nidoran because I really, really want it. If I get a Rattata, fine, I get the Rattata, it's fine. Alright, this is Route...
You're heading into Pewter City. Yeah, you're on Route 2.
This is Route 2. So I need to make sure I make a note of this to make sure that I don't come back here and try and catch something. So as far as I know, we've been in Viridian Forest. We've done Route 1, 22, and I believe that's it at this point so far. Alright, let's see what we get. There it goes. It's a Rattata. Alright. Oh, gotta catch it. Here.
I mean, Raticate is not that bad. If you train it right and give it the correct moveset, it could be deadly in battle.
I'm trying to be extremely cautious because I don't want to knock this thing out. Because if I knock it out, that's a waste of a route at this point. I could reach see them, but not that awesome.
I would hold off on the Leech Seed. Just what moves? Let's see what you got on your Pikachu.
He knows Thunder Shock, Growl, Tail Whip, and Thunder Wave.
All right, so
you've already
it's
paralyzed
level.
him already.
Yeah, you're already paralyzed. So I would say send in the Pidgey and use a Tackle because it shouldn't do that much damage.
You sure? Like the pitch is level 12. That's why I sent in I sent in Electro because like it's a lower level.
But I don't know how strong that Thunder Shock is going to do because I don't want it to wipe it out.
Right.
I mean, give it a shot. If not, then I mean it's level 4. You might be able to throw a Pokeball at it.
Yeah, let's try the ball first because I do remember there's a ball theory like if the levels are a higher point it counts in the let's see what we can do here. Okay, so we do have to damage it. We do have to damage it. All right.
All right, he is paralyzed, so you actually have a chance of catching this thing.
All right. Let's switch back over to Electra and do 1 Thunder Shock. So I remember 1 Thunder Shock did I not actually knock out the Caterpie that I fought, which was level 4. So hopefully it does not do that. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Okay, cool. All right, let's try it. You guys have any names for this Rattata while we try to catch this thing?
I mean, you don't want to know what names I used to use for my Pokemon. So,
We caught it. There we go.
Carl.
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 All right.
Carl. He looks like a Carl, doesn't he?
Mickey?
Mickey? Oh yeah, Mickey. Is it a male or a female?
It's a male.
Male.
Oh yeah, there we go, Mickey.
All right.
Hey, look.
Wow. We have our other partner over here joining in.
Yeah,
Nice to have you back.
I'm just kind of along for the ride, really, because like I'm not super familiar with Pokemon.
I mean, during the situation we are in the world, I've been playing through Pokemon Shield like it's no other business, just messing around. But now my new game is finally serious.
I've been hearing like so many stories due to this this virus. Like, what's some of your stories you had? 'Cause especially the toilet paper. When it comes to toilet paper, like I've heard a lot of theories.
You don't want to know about some of our grocery runs because the stores around us have been basically out of everything, and it's really annoying. Even the Publix has been pretty low on stuff. Meanwhile, the Publix back on your parents' side of town is apparently fully stocked.
Yeah, Target is pretty good too. But the funniest thing though during this virus thing is the fact like with this whole pandemic, everyone's panicking and all that stuff, and all the Nintendo Switches were out of stock. Like you can't find them anywhere, and so all these scalpers go on to Amazon and other selling sites and scalp them for like $500 and up dollars, and it's ridiculous. And my bro next to me, you know, agreed that I got my Switch in time. And the joke's on them because recently shipments have been coming back in stock of Switches, so people are actually paying normal retail. And trust me, the scalpers are not happy with that, and I've called them out on it, told them they're full of crap, you know, and they just cuss me out. It's like, listen, you're scumbags. You're, you know, you give resellers a bad name, but that's a funny story. Oh, Steve, I don't think... was there another funny one we heard?
I mean, not really. There's just the normal drama that people are causing over this, and I don't know. Like, I haven't really heard like a ton. So
The ones I have are mostly just about going to the store and like going to get toilet paper, because I went to the nice probably a quick tap.
That's good. That's good. Good to have.
I went to the Dollar Tree, and I went up to the manager of the store, and I said, what is the odds that you have toilet paper now, and if you don't, how long have you been out? And like, he was completely honest with me. He literally said, like, this was on a Thursday, and he said we got toilet paper on Tuesday, we were out by Wednesday morning. And I 100% believed him. And he told the cashier at the beginning of the store, like, do not let anybody buy more than they should. There should be nobody in here walking out with like 6 rolls or 6 packs of toilet paper. There's no need for any of that. And he said, if there's any problems, like, you call me, and I definitely let them know, like, hey, only 1 roll per person. Because there's no reason to be buying so much toilet paper, and we only have one ass. You only have one ass. Even if you have children, you don't have exceptionally large children. If you do, that's my fault. Apologize.
Well, what about your wife and girlfriend? I mean,
yeah, but do you need 6 packs for each of you?
Listen. You know what I'm about to say. I've been down that route, okay? Not fun.
The freight train that manages to come out of some people's buttholes.
So,
frightening.
During this crisis with toilet paper, guys, please don't overload on Taco Bell and Chipotle. Thank you.
Pretty much. And they are still open.
Speaking of that, I'm actually craving Chipotle.
Chipotle away.
But no, guys, like, you know, I mean, the only thing that's crazy story-wise is just all this bullshit with the news. Pardon me, I mean to say that, but there's all this, yeah, all this crap going on. But I mean, yeah. So,
Steve, how long has WTFAnime been around?
We first formed in 2008. Yep, 2008. Back when YouTube was still in its infancy. We sat there, we formed. There was a group of us. And we wound up sitting there, becoming pretty popular on early YouTube. And then during the great demonetization of 2015, basically everything we had up on YouTube wound up getting demonetized, and so we made a decision as a company to sit there and pull our stuff off of YouTube and pull our stuff down off of Twitch, and kind of went into hibernation mode. We haven't been really back since, just because the ad policy and everything like that on YouTube is so toxic. And honestly, with the rise of Patreon, we kind of toyed with the idea of maybe coming back, but basically all of us have really moved to different parts of the country. So coming back now would be kind of difficult with the original team. I think at this point I'd probably be the only one back out of the original team, and you know, just depending on what we review, really kind of depends on which way that goes. So some of the stuff left up on Emotard Gaming, there was a couple of videos that we never pulled down that we've just kind of left there, so that's all still up on Emotard Gaming. But some of the main videos and stuff like that, you know, they're kind of lost to the sands of time. I've got one hard drive in storage that still has all the original footage on it. But I would actually have to go back and like re-edit every single episode because it was all just the source audio, source footage. I would literally have to remember how I edited every single last video, and frankly, my brain can't even begin to comprehend like how to get all those videos back to their original states. But yeah, I mean, WTF Anime has been around for a while. You know, we haven't really been active since 2016. I crop up every now and then other people's videos. I'm kind of infamous on some Twitch streams for donations that I've given to some artists. Pushing Up Roses is one of them. So I need to get back up on her channel. But like, other than that, like I just haven't really done much. And if I do choose to stream again, and if I do choose to come back, it's basically going to be in that format of, you know, probably retro gaming and re-reviewing messed up animes. There's so many that I've attempted to review because they're just highly screwed up. But it was really reviewing just bad animes that kind of earned us our reputation. We actually made the front page of Tokyo Game Show.
Go fight Brock.
You want me to go fight Brock now?
Yeah. So apparently it's Nidoran male right now is going to be out of the question. He's going to be later on. Hopefully, but the way the rare system works is he's like a very rare spawn. But it's okay though because right now he has a Bulbasaur, so that's gonna put in a lot of work. So yeah.
All right. Hopefully with the trainer, I think there's one or two trainers before Brock.
Yeah. They're all rock type, so Bulbasaur is gonna breeze through this. I'm gonna
try to hopefully Bulbasaur learns one of his status abilities like Sleep Pad or what is it, Stun Spore, that I can actually do that to the Onyx.
Yeah, Stun Spore. When I used to play with Bulbasaur, I kind of really didn't use status moves just because I wasn't that type of player. The only type of status moves I would use would be more on the electric types, just because, you know, they're more beneficial. But what's funny with this game is I believe certain Pokemon can use poison moves, especially once you get your Nidoran later on, which is going to serve you well in Rock Tunnel. Yeah, like Toxic and all that stuff, that's like your best friend.
There was I forget the channel that's in, but they talked about one of the Pokemon they had was a milk tank, and their milk tank was actually able to. It was they taught it Milk Drink, Toxic, Double Team, and there was one more move. I forgot what it was called, but they made it to a point where they did not want it to get hit, and the Toxic would eventually kill it over time, the Pokemon over time.
The viewers that are watching right now, you know the person that I'm talking about the Milk Tank. Yeah, you know who that gym leader is.
So we're getting ready to fight Brock now, hopefully. Hopefully this will be a breeze.
Yeah, because what I do like that they did in the Fire Red Leaf Green series is the fact that Charmander could actually learn Metal Claw at a very early stage. So it's not like the original games where if you had Charmander, then you're screwed regardless. This one, you actually have a chance to defeat Brock.
But to my Smokey's advice, though, is that if you are going to use Metal Claw, get Charmander to like at least 14, or at the most get it to Charmeleon before you use that Metal Claw against it.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't evolve him yet, because remember, you got to get another badge. You know, you got to get another badge to actually progress with the levelization process. Because remember, after you beat Brock, you still have to fight people on the routes heading up to Mount Moon and inside Mount Moon. So that's going to disadvantage you. As long as you're like in the 12 range, you should be good with Charmander using Metal Claw. Just make sure you stock up on potions and use those potions sparingly and wisely.
Gotcha. Oh, one hit.
Look at that. See? Now, what's funny about Bulbasaur that I've actually learned over the years of playing is even in the like Gen 6 and Gen 7s and all that stuff, for example, X and Y, Venusaur's a beast.
Yes.
If you get the special ability, Thick Fat, man, that thing's like a damn plant tank, man. It hits hard and it's sturdy. Because when I used to play X and Y, my starter, excuse me, was always the Froakie line. So Froakie, Frogadier, Greninja. And then the starter that you get in the game as a gift Pokemon from the professor is one of the Kanto starters. And I always rolled with Venusaur, Bulbasaur.
Oh, we got a first TM. I believe it was Rock Tomb, wasn't it?
I think it's Bide.
Is it? Let's see what it is. It's
No, Rock Tomb. Oh, okay.
Accuracy is
See,
80,
look where I'm
power
at.
50, PP is 10. Who could I give that to? I'm thinking Mike could be a good one for Rattata if he can learn it. That way he can take on some of the flying types and that would balance out for Pikachu and
Well, remember, he is a normal type.
so can he learn? He cannot learn it. Okay.
Honestly, I would say Rock Tomb for another Pokemon. Because remember, you already have Pikachu. You have Electra.
True.
So that's who's going to take out the flying types and water types.
Wait. Oh, I think I remember now. Okay, so I need to heal up because they're So one of the best features about Fire Red that's gotten a good plus to me is that they give you running shoes. And we're gonna get them right after once I head over to the next route. And that'll actually be a big plus because now we can run back. This is before you get the bicycle, obviously. So this is actually gonna be a big, big plus. Let's see here.
And I would tell you something that I did. I never used the bicycle. Only on rare occasions when I'm going through tunnels, I always use the running shoes.
We need to train Mickey up because I do want him to learn Bite. And when he learns Super Fang, it's gonna be amazing.
I think he learns that right before he evolves.
He learns Bite at 9. I think he learns Super Fang.
Hyper Fang is after he evolves. Super Fang, I think, is like right before he evolves into Eradicate. I think.
Which one is stronger?
Oh, Hyper Fang.
Hyper Fang is
Oh,
stronger?
that even when I was playing on my team, like I had like at the time I had like a level 90 Charizard, and I was fighting like a level 56 or 60, and Hyper Fang would always almost take out my Charizard.
Damn.
Yeah, even when its stats were up, you know, I was like, well.
Oh, we got a good amount of money from Brock. Well, let me see what we need first. Let me check and see what we need first. Because we are going into the rock tunnel.
Oh, you're going into Mount Moon first.
Mount Moon, that's
Yeah.
right. Mount Moon. So let's see what we have. We have potions, we have antidotes. We probably should get 1 or 2 paralyzed heals because we're going to get to the point.
Is there an awakening? I would recommend that because you're probably going to be fighting some Jigglypuffs.
You're right. So let's see. So the potions that we have. So we'll buy 1 potion, 2 antidotes, and let's see here, and awakening as well. At least 2 awakenings. How much awakenings? 250. Let's see. We'll buy 1 for now.
Oh, and I would say if you have extra money, get an escape rope just in case you need to get out of there as quick as you can to. Oh, you have repels too. That might help. If you use those.
Let's wait till we get through the area first before we go to Mountain Moon because we'll have a lot more money then. That way we can come back and get this stuff. Because we're able to come back through this area. Let's get that 1 potion. Let's get 2 antidotes. 2 antidotes. Let's get 2 paralyzed heals. And 2 awakenings. Alright. I think this is good for now. Do we still have to... How many Pokeballs do we have? 3. Get 1 more Pokeball. Even though we're going to be using these sparingly, I don't want a repeat of the Mankey incident.
Well, keep in mind too, the Pokemon now are going to be a little bit more stronger.
Yeah.
So you get the Great Balls.
Let me think. In these routes coming up further, there is the chance for a Jigglypuff. There's a chance for a Spearow.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a chance for a Nidoran or a Sandshrew, I think.
I think Sandshrew is Fire Red, if I'm not mistaken.
Fire Red, okay.
Yeah, I think no Sandshrew. God, it's been a while. Sometimes I cheat. I use Cerebi.net sometimes, but I think no. Ekans is Fire Red. Sandshrew is Leaf Green.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, so in that route, there's Spearow, Jigglypuff, and I'm 90% sure there are Nidoran over there.
Oh yeah.
So I do not want that Spearow though, because I already have a flying and
Oh no. Yeah, Sandshrews and Leaf Green.
so it's between a Jigglypuff, a Spearow, a Sandshrew, and a Nidoran. So the Sandshrew would be good, but he does not learn any ground moves. I checked through his things already. For Leaf Green and Fire Ray specifically, he does not learn any ground moves at all, except for Sand Attack.
Yeah, honestly, I never used Sandshrew on my team because he was just weak. The Sandshrew Sand Slash line, just because like what he just said, they don't know ground moves. I just get him and evolve him for my Pokedex.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Now, if you're playing Fire Red, Ekans is the way to go. That's a really good poison type.
Let's see here. So for the routes above, I believe it. So for sure, we know it's Spearow, Jigglypuff, Nidoran, and Sandshrew.
And mind you, Jigglypuff's gonna be the rare one to find.
Jigglypuff's gonna be the rare one.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the most, Spearow, Nidoran, and Sandshrew, with Jigglypuff being a super rare at this point.
And then the grow when you go into Mount Moon's obviously gonna be Clefairy.
Oh god, we'll honestly end up either getting a Geodude or a Zubat once we go in there. A Zubat would be enough. The fact that we can't get it to Crobat sucks. But if we get the Geodude, I'd be okay with the Geodude because he'll evolve level 20 something.
Well, yeah, but you can't. There's no way for you to trade, so you keep going.
Yeah, that's damn.
Honestly, what people don't realize is Onix is actually a really good rock type. If you give him the correct moveset, he's a beast.
Oh yeah, I just got running shoes. Wait, they're equipped.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
Hey,
Alright.
oh, hikers, lasses, and bug catchers, and a youngster. I think youngster Joey's over here.
Oh, the one with the there's a guy over here. He has a Sandshrew that I think has been confirmed that knows Fisher. It's one of the very few trainers in here that has a KO Pokemon. Because they edited it out for like Ash's episode. That character, that one trainer.
Oh, the one that they
Fisher.
thought they were yeah.
So I need to make sure I knock him out extremely quickly.
God, that one character, that Sandshrew, the way he trained, I just wanted to punch him in the face as a kid. Like, he was such a dickhead.
But he had a Sandshrew and Fisher. A Sandshrew that knows Fisher, it has got to be at least level up there, like level 50 something almost. Because I know Charmander, when he learns Flamethrower, is level 31. So.
Well, right now there's I read something the other day where there's kind of like a glitch in the Sword and Shield games. You can actually find the rare missing now.
Oh god.
I'm like,
does it fuck with your system still?
I don't know. That's what someone said. They found it in like the coding or whatever. It was like, well, damn.
I remember the glitch for that is that you find it, you catch it, and then like one of your items gets. Like,
Yes, you had to have. I think it was like the sixth or fourth item in your slot, which means if you want those unlimited Master Balls, you better put that up there. The rare candies. Yeah. As a kid, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I was in middle school, so I was young and stupider, and that's how I had a beast team. So that glitch, but
everybody does the rare candy glitch because it's there.
no, I
available.
had a friend that actually caught the damn thing and it messed up his game, like broke it, and he was all upset and crap like that. So his mom went out and got him a new one. Mind you, some of my friends in elementary school, middle school, they were rich as all hell. So
some of us was poor. To get a Game Boy, I had to get A's and B's with chores and then beg my parents to get it.
So, funny story about the Game Boy and Pokemon Red and Blue for me. So, there's this kid that lived down the street from me, and he had this Game Boy that he got for his birthday, and he had some good games, this and that. Mm-hmm. And later on, he goes, "Hey, do you want my Game Boy? I don't want any more." I mean, this thing was like in brand new condition with the Game Boy case and everything. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So, I had the Game Boy, played Mario and all that stuff. So, keep in mind, I was in 5th grade, so I was about to transition to middle school. So, to get ahead, I did this summer school program at my middle school I was going to. So, it was like social study, it was like math and like English,
Gotcha.
And so, I did good, blah blah blah, and my mom was like, well, let me rewind a little bit. So one of our family friends was a spoiled brat, and he would get like all the cool shit, like Game Boy Color before we did, Pokemon Yellow, all that. So I was playing this blue version, and I was like, oh, I really want this. So my mom was like, I want to make a deal with you. If you get all A's in your summer school, when I pick you up, I will go take you and get blue version. I was like, sweet. So in the summer school, we're having a little party. We had pizza, Papa John's at the time, and I get the report card. And what it was is they combined. It was pretty much a grade for the both courses. And I told my mom, like, here's my report card. She goes, well, it's one. I'm like, well, it's combined. And I told you the story, Steve, and you laughed your ass off. And so my mom was like, all right. I'm like, call the teacher. So she called the teachers and like, yeah, it's both classes. So mom was like, well, damn, let's go. So I went to my local Target, had blue version. Oh, good times. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So as Pokemon was getting bigger, this is during the time they were making yellow version here in the States. Oh, in Japan, but then coming to the States, sorry. My little brother at the time, kept hogging my shit. And I was like, no, this is mine. So his birthday comes along that same year, right? A few months later. He gets the Game Boy Color, the atomic purple one, with red version. So what do? I play his, this and that. So we're gonna fast forward to Christmas. I was a good boy, according to my parents. I got the turquoise Game Boy Color, the teal color, remember?
Yes, I remember that color.
So I got that, and I saved my Christmas money to go get yellow version. So luckily during that time, when I was still younger, one of our close friends who coached my little league was one of the regional managers for Babbage's before they were GameStop. So my mom helped me call all over Orlando, look for yellow version. No one had it. Well, the friend, his name was Hector, was like, give me an hour. So mom's like, all right. So he calls us back. He goes, listen, I secured you the last copy we have at the store called Planet X in Oviedo. It's all yours. And I made sure they don't sell it. Like, if anything happens, you call me, I'll personally deal with it. Of course, my little happy ass decided to play yellow version, the newest installment. So we get to the store, and the dumb shit manager sold it. So, of course, my little butt threw a tantrum, in the car. I was pissed off. So we had to go up to Port Canaveral, because that's where my uncle lived, my mom's brother, to, go eat and chill and all that stuff. So we had to stop by the Walmart that was right there in East Colonial. You know what I'm talking about, near UCF?
Yeah.
In Waterford? Yeah.
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still there. So lucky for me, they had a shipment of yellows in it. So I get there, get my game, playing it in the car, and obviously it was about to turn nighttime, so I had to use that stupid little worm light. Remember that?
Remember that?
Yeah. And good times until Christmas came and Gold and Silver came out, and man, good times.
Steve, what's your game story?
For what game?
Let's see. What's something that you played the Kingdom Hearts series, right?
Yeah.
What about Steel Battalion?
Oh god, no comment on that one. Yeah, I played Kingdom Hearts. I really don't have any like messed up stories about Kingdom Hearts.
Well, not really messed up about games like trying to get a game was messed up. Ooh.
Most of mine were fairly like inconsequential. I guess a really messed up story for me is I got a game as a gift. God, this was ages and ages ago. We had a Commodore 64, and it was all right. It was all right and everything like that. Ours came a little used because it came from a business that my aunt had worked for that was closing down.
That's bad. This is very, very bad.
And so the Commodore itself worked fairly well. But she decided to, for Christmas one year, get us some games for the Commodore.
Oh,
and one of the games that she wound up getting us is that she knew that me and my brother and my sister, we were all really big fans of comic books and of video games, and so she thought it'd be a great idea to get us Superman on the Commodore 64.
Boo!
And if you know anything about the Superman games, one of the two most hated and most bad versions is the Commodore 64 version of Superman. It was terrible. I made a lot of life decisions that I really regretted with that game because I decided that I was going to try and beat it, and that just ended very, very badly. And yeah, so needless to say, when the N64 version of Superman 64 came out,
That wasn't bad. That was actually enjoyable. I played that.
it was a terrible game. You can nosedive Superman into the. What was up with flying through the rings in between every level?
in its defense though, like I rented it from Blockbuster when that was a thing, and I played it. I actually enjoyed it. So like
For those viewers, Blockbuster was a place you went to rent things before Redbox. So yes.
it legit. So if you're born in late 80s, 90s, you get what we're saying. But no, like I actually enjoyed it. You know. So I mean.
I don't know. It was a pretty bad game to me. But then again, my experience with Superman on the Commodore 64 kind of primed that whole experience. So, there have just been some. I mean, I also played E.T. on our Atari 2600. Still have no clue how to beat that game to this day. I've seen the Angry Video Game Nerds video on E.T. and so I know technically how you're supposed to beat it. But when we got the game, I was, God, I want to say probably about 4, maybe 5 years old, and like going around and picking up phone parts to make the speak and spell. Like you're picking up these random blips from basically craters in the earth because you have to head down into like this pit and pray that there's like a key or the stupid like part in it, and then you have to like raise E.T.'s neck.
Kleeborg.
And then just he hovers up, and then you just kind of sit there and you go, and it's messed up. Like it's oh god, it was such a terrible game, such a terrible. We played so many fantastic yet so many terrible games back in the 80s. Like there were some really great gems in that era, but there was also a bunch of just crap. And I mean that was the true age of like shovelware. Like people always sit there and go, "Oh well, the Wii was the defining era of shovelware." No. The Wii ain't got nothing on some of the crap that came back out on like the ColecoVision, the Atari, the Amiga, the Commodore. Like some of the, I mean. You look at today's Bible games that come out, and a lot of them are sadly still based on like games they came back out with, like back during like the ColecoVision days, and you're like, ugh.
I have another story too. So back when I was a little bit more younger, I would always go visit my cousin in Macon, Georgia, and he was an only child, again spoiled brat, and he had everything. So I remember that era is when I fell in love with the Super Nintendo. Because, you know, Mario, this and that.
Especially Mario.
Well, keep in mind, I was 3 years old when I got my first NES. So, and also for my birthday, which I found out that was the day my life ended when I found out my mom was pregnant with my little brother. But that's a story for another time. But
I was the youngest, so
yeah.
Like it was.
So I would always go to his house during the summer for a week, you know, spend time with him, and then my parents would come up and spend another week. And Mario World was my game. I love Super Mario World. So that year for Christmas, you know, my mom was like, you know, tell me what you want, you know, let me tell Santa what you want for Christmas.
Santa.
Right. And I wanted a Super Nintendo. Okay, you know, I did. I was good, you know, and this and that. Well, keep in mind, my brother was 3 years younger than me. So Christmas morning I wake up, I'm like, all right, you know. And mind you, this is the era of the Power Ranger phase, okay?
Not the Ninja Megazord or whatever it is now. This is
the 90s when Power Rangers Mighty Morphin first started.
yeah.
So I woke up and I saw this black and red box and it said Sega Genesis. And, you know, in my head at the time, you know, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, I'm like, this is not what I wanted. Of course, I was like a little down, but the thing that made it up for it was the fact that I was 7 years old and the first game my mom bought me for it, minus the games in the bundle, was Mortal Kombat. So I was like, legit. So, you know, Sega Genesis grew on me after I had, Power Rangers, Columns MK, Sonic 2. And to this day, you know, I kick myself in the head for trading it in and getting a fucking PS2.
Damn, God, Mortal Kombat just...
It was the one that had blood.
Oh, this one that had blood?
Yeah, Sega was the only one that had the blood.
Sega Genesis has managed to extend the test of time and actually just continue going on.
Oh, and I had the Power Rangers fighting game too. That was fun.
So we're probably going to be, once we get through this particular area, we're probably going to end up closing the stream for today, but I do thank everyone for tuning in. Honestly, it's been just a great time. My co-host has been just a great, have been great, I'm glad they were able to come in and, you know, stream with me. They'll be on future streams for the future. I'm probably going to have them come in during the Surge gym battle, and I'll probably have them come in during let's see here. I'll have them come in during the Surge battle. I'll have them come in for the Elite Four, because like I feel I'm gonna need like a little bit of help with that. So, but let's try and make it to this other route here, and actually let's jump down and see if we can jump down and get around these guys if we can. Because I do want to. Oh, can't. Nope. Can't do it. All right. And this game also has the Versus Seeker in it, so you can go back and fight other trainers, which I'm more than likely going to be getting. Ooh. Yeah, let's get Russell Spread out of here. So once we get the Versus Seeker, we'll be able to grind a whole lot easier and a whole lot more because we'll be able to rebattle these trainers over and over again. But we don't get that, unfortunately, until after... oh, shit, that's bad. That's very, very bad. Okay. Damn. That's... please don't crit. Don't crit. Oh, yes, we got him. We got him. Getting really worried. This is a Nuzlocke, folks. We know. Whatever faints, faints. That's it. It's done. And I do not want to lose this Pikachu. Especially there's a good hot chance we can get a Raichu as well. Yeah, I do not want to do that. Let's go back up to the Pokemon Center and heal up a little bit. Then we'll head over to the area. And we're not getting a lot of money. Kind of wish I was able to get, teach a fucking payday, but even with that, you don't get a lot of shit, so. Alright. Okay. Get a little bit closer. Let's see here. I'm going to get back into, I think this is the last trainer before we get to the grass, so, and
Don't go into the long grass!
that might, The Lost World was great. I don't think it was the best of the trilogy. The Jurassic Park 1 was the best of that trilogy.
Well, yeah, JP1 was it, but you got to think too from a nerd's perspective. Lost World explained a lot because because people think, oh, Isla Nublar was the first park. That's where they engineered all the dinosaurs. No, Hammond explains it clearly that the fact that Nublar was the showroom, Sorna was where they actually bred the animals.
And in my opinion, Sorna is more dangerous than Nublar. Despite what happened in the future movies, Sorna is 10 times much more dangerous.
Well, yeah, because they didn't have fences to protect people. The only fences they had was the Engine Village.
And I think in the book series, not for JP2 but for 1, they actually touched on the fact that how the raptors that were being bred in the wild, how they got such to an adult age so rapidly, and they didn't ever have a food source that they didn't have to actually. So apparently, to those that don't know this, there were rats. They had a huge rat problem on the island when they got there, and once they started breeding the animals actually escaped. Specifically, the velociraptors and the compies. They started eating the rats, and the rats kept them fed, which eventually the rat population died down because the velociraptors were eating them, which allowed the population to grow exponentially. And because apparently when they first bred the raptors, there were only 6. And then they did a few little changes in their software to find out there were not only 6, there were 37 raptors. The 3 that were in the cage, and there were.
Well, you're talking about Nublar, right?
This was Nublar, yeah.
Well, yeah, because remember they bred one that they called the big one that took over the Pride. Mm-hmm. Remember, it killed all of them except for 3. Was it? Yeah, no, it was 2. Because there was 3 in the raptor pen.
Okay, let's get Electra here because she's the one with the status move right now. And I'll put Mickey up as a second to damage it. Oh, shit. Alright, so we talked about this. There is a chance for a Spearow.
Which is right there in the grass.
There's a chance for a Jigglypuff, a Nidoran, and a Sandshrew. But I'm going to go a little bit further.
Yeah, because there's another patch of grass over here. Because in Let's Go, the reason why I like the Let's Go games out for the Switch is because they use, what's it called? I forget the name of it, but it's a spawn system where you actually see the Pokemon in the wild. Mm-hmm. And you can actually, depends on which one you want, you can actually go up there and catch it.
There is a dude in here that will let me buy a Magikarp for money.
$500. $100.
And if I get it now, this will avoid any problems when I go fishing of catching a Magikarp because I already have it. Which 9 times when you use the fishing rod, you automatically get, except in certain areas, you automatically get a Magikarp. So I'd rather do
if you use the old rod, remember there's 3 different rods. There's the old rod that's all the Magikarps. There's the good rod that could, Poliwag, Goldeen, etc. And Super Ride you get like Dratini, Shelter, Horse. There's a bunch of options you could do. But I will say this though, Gyarados is a really good member of the team, just because
especially for a water
type. Again, if you're not running with Squirtle, I recommend using Poliwrath because he does know fighting moves, and that could benefit you in the Elite Four when you're fighting Britta.
He can also learn Psychic as well.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a lot of trouble with Sabrina because fighting is weak, Psychic is super effective against fighting.
That's at the game corner. You can get Shadow Ball, but that's not. So we'd have to honestly work with Haunter, and Haunter's already weak against Psychic already. So, but Bite is available in this game, which is a Dark type move, which I can use, which I can keep Raticate for. All right. So I believe this was a grass we were all talking about that could technically have the Nidoran here.
Well, one of them, the larger one, is a little bit bigger, but this one you could try.
Okay. So Electra is up front, and we have how many Pokeballs? We have 5. This would be a good way to end the stream on. So we have 4 Pokeballs. Okay, cool. All right. Here it goes. Hoping for a Nidoran. All right. Let's see if we get. Please don't be a Spearow. Let's see what we get here. Fuck!
Spearow.
All right. I don't need another flying type. I don't, but I gotta catch it so we don't get another route.
honestly, hate to say it, you're probably gonna KO this one.
More than likely, yeah. I mean, I have to catch it. I was really hoping for that Nidoran because I really wanted it. I mean, you can get Nidoran in the Safari Zone, but at that point, like, we're so far technically in the game that it's going to be difficult just trading it up.
Well, Safari Zone in general is just bullshit.
And, like, there is a actual strat. If you catch Nidoran and Nidorina before the Safari Zone, there's a strat that you can actually get Scyther and Tauros and all that. And apparently what the strategy is that you use a repel. And you get a Pokemon whose level is equal to 25 or below 25. Because Scyther is only level 25 max in the zone. And the way repel works, it repels all Pokemon that are not equal to or over the level that you own.
Right, yeah, so in Fire Red you'll get the Scyther, and then Leaf Green you'll get the Pinsir.
So the only thing that will show up are level 25 Pokemon and higher. But if you have a Nidoran or a Nidorina or a female and you evolve them already, this guarantees it's a Scyther. But still, the catching is pretty shit. And,
well, too bad in this area you don't get a Doduo because they're a really good Pokemon to use.
Oh, that Tri-Shot. Oh, God.
Yeah, because I used, that was another one I used in one of my playthroughs on Fire Red and Leaf Green was Dodrio, and it was kind of beast.
Dodrio in the old games, I caught him when I went to Vermilion, and I kept him all the way until I went to Giovanni. And he was just one shot at everything with a combo of Dig and Earthquake. No, Dig and something else. Like, this before the ability Levitate, so I was able to use Dig when I fought Koga against his Weezing, and it did a lot of great work.
Well, one good thing about this game, it's very long. It's a long post-game.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to decide if I should go and try and find Mewtwo. I'm thinking, but it's a long process to go get Mewtwo and then, like, save the Master Balls specifically for that because I'm going to pick up a Snorlax.
Well, you do realize there's one of the Johto legendaries you can get, right, in this game?
Which one is that?
I believe it's one of the legendary dogs.
So
either Suicune, Entei, or Raikou.
I'm gonna shoot for Suicune on this one because Suicune's really.
Because and one of my YouTubers that play this, he said he actually caught Mewtwo with an Ultra Ball on the first try, and he saved his Master Ball for that. Because remember the dogs, they run, they flee.
Yeah. All right, we gotta name it. I'm out of names.
Ooh, Spearow.
Any name, Steve?
Oh boy.
This is an uncensored playthrough, so you can be whatever.
Okay, so we could like be ourselves.
Yeah.
Switch spots with me.
Yeah, guys, I didn't know this was supposed to. This was, I could be myself because sometimes kids watch and I want to be respectful of that. So.
No, they've added that feature onto YouTube now where you can block kids from actually watching your playthrough, even though a majority of them do watch stuff like this. But you can block it off now, and there's certain episodes of playthroughs that I put up that are blocked to children. So because I curse extremely on them. Just so everybody knows, I'm not in front of the laptop right now, so I'm not typing any of this in.
Hang on, I've got two really good ones in my head. I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to think of which one would be more suiting. Oh yeah. Okay, I got it.
Oh no.
Oh shit, it won't fit. Crap.
Can you do Kappa Chicken? Totola!
Okay, I got another one.
Can I say mine real quick?
Go for it.
General Sao.
God.
Get it? General Sao chicken?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm craving Chinese food, so.
I'm honestly to some General Tso chicken, so I'm really good right now.
Hey man, Panda Express, that orange chicken. Whoo there, boy.
Are they open? It is technically Easter Sunday.
Oh yeah. Get that
Okay,
family meal for
I can
$20.
actually make that one work. Hang on.
Okay.
I've got a good one. I've got a good one.
I was gonna say for Marcus by Lightning, I'm choky chicken.
'Cause I don't know a lot of bird names, so like, as far as I know.
Oh, you are not okay.
What?
You get right. You know where this is going, right?
I do.
I present to you orange chicken.
Damn, I'm hungry.
There we go. Orange chicken. He's locked in now.
And there's no way I can change his name until Saffron City. So
No!
he's staying Orange
I think
Chicken.
no, Lavender Town.
So that's a distance away. He's Orange Chicken till then.
And now whenever you have to pull it out, you have to say you're pulling out orange chicken.
That's a.
All right. So do you want?
Oh my.
So save your game.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next time. We're probably gonna end up doing Mount Moon, or we'll probably end up going Mount Moon, or we'll even just do a grinding session. Let's save the game. Real
Or
quick.
do Mount Moon while you grind.
True. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Angry Mongrel, Steve, and Dave signing off.
Thanks for having us.